I think when you play GTA 6 for the first time, you will start off as Lucia in prison. And that's if there's not a prologue in Liberty City where you see the childhood of Lucia growing up where her father is teaching her how to fight. And this prison opening will serve as a tutorial mission, how to move around, how to interact with other people, and it introduces some of the core mechanics in the game. And before Lucia gets even out of prison, we switch to Jason and see his daily life fixing up the house, doing some dirty work for Brian, which is a good friend of his, because Brian gave Jason this house in exchange for some work. And you will also be introduced to the friends mechanic with Cal Hampton, which is Jason's best friend, where you could just go to a bar, do something fun, and it introduces some of the mini game activities you can do in GTA 6. Then you get a bit of a sense of Brian's operations and do a little bit of a mission for him. And then we go back to prison with Lucia, where you see the scene with Stephanie where she asks Lucia, why are you here? And Lucia responds with bad luck, I guess. And this scene will give us a sense of the character of Lucia, a little bit of her background maybe. Maybe she opens up a little bit, not too much, because she doesn't trust the system, of course. And Stephanie decides to let her out on parole, and Lucia is free to go within a certain area with a GPS tracker on her ankle. Jason gets called up that she can pick up Lucia. Jason tells Cal Hampton, he's getting all excited and decides to meet Jason and Lucia at the Rusty Anchor later on. And Jason picks Lucia up, and they haven't seen each other in a long time. Jason drives Lucia to his home and introduces this little home safe house to Lucia, and she's very happy that they finally got a place together and immediately start making love. Then at the Rusty Anchor you have Jason's best friend Cal also there, along with some of Lucia's family members, and the bell is being run to celebrate Lucia's return, and they go dancing, have a great time. The next set of missions will be a daily life of Jason and daily life of Lucia after Lucia was freed from prison. So Lucia is doing her parole, she's picking up stuff from the streets, and Jason just kind of chills out for the day, grabs a drink at a grocery store and just goes and watches some TV waiting for Lucia to return. And when she eventually does return, they go ahead and grab another drink together and just tell some stories, have some alone time with each other at the pier right here. And they realize that in this moment all that they have is each other, and they want to start building a future for themselves, but they cannot do that with the GPS tracker, and they really want to go to Vice City. They know that there is a lot of opportunity there, and they know that they're very capable people. So in this moment they decide, let's just rob a store, get rid of that ankle monitor and flee to Vice City. Either this or her ankle monitor is being taken off and she's totally free before they go rob this store. One of the two. So they get into the store, they rob it, take the money, get away, drive away, flee from the police, and ride into Vice City from the Leonida Keys. With the little money that they have, they rent a little room, and now as a player you can explore Vice City, look at all the beautiful architecture there is. You can go to the beach, you can go boating, you can go chill into a swimming pool as Lucia, but Lucia likes action a little bit more, so she decides with Jason to go jet skiing, and they are overall having a great time in Vice City. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'm trying to get to 6 trillion, bazillion, gazillion subscribers by the end of tomorrow. Let's get back to the video. Somehow Lucia gets this beautiful dress as kind of an investment to meet higher up people, and they sneak onto a yacht party, and they find out who the owner of this yacht is, which is Raul Batista. Now through conversating, they realize that they're kind of on similar paths, where Jason and Lucia wants to do some work involving heists and robberies, and Raul Batista is famous for that within his little circle, of course. Jason and Raul exchange numbers, and in an attempt to impress both Jason and Lucia, Raul gives them a beautiful car for them to drive into downtown Vice City and go to Club 919. Now, what Jason and Lucia don't know is that Raul has a lot of connections, so if they decide to steal the car will come back in no time. But Jason and Lucia are loyal. to Raul and won't steal the car because they see this opportunity of becoming big heist masters. And Lucia and Jason proceeds to go to Club 919 and live some of that nightlife that Vice City is so known for. They dance, have a great time, and even meet up with Lucia's family member right here. And in the club they meet Dre, Draquan Priest, who is the owner of record label Only Raw Records, but also the best friends of Booby Ike, who owns the Jack of Hearts strip club. And so we get a little bit of a split in two different plots. One is the Raul plot and one is the Draquan plot, where you get to meet the real dimes, seeing how they get famous through social media after they had their first little hit and try to become the big artist that they always wanted to become. And you gotta do some dirty work for them just to get by in the meantime that Raul is setting up this big heist that they're gonna do with Lucia and Jason. And now it is finally time to do the first big heist. They rob a bank together with Raul Batista and it's gonna go very wrong. They're gonna have a lot of police chasing after them, but eventually it goes well and they do more and more crazier and crazier heists. And at the same time, the police is really trying to catch Jason and Lucia and probably also Raul, with this cop trying to catch the heist crew. And this cop starts chasing after Jason and Lucia to the point where they actually found them, and Jason and Lucia have to flee that little apartment that they rented and get out of there as fast as possible. Jason wants to hide out at Draquan's place, but his friends don't trust him at all, thinking that Jason is actually a Fed. So they decide to go back to the Leonida Keys and ask Brian for help, and Brian tells them that the cops know everything about Jason and Lucia, so they cannot stay at the Leonida Keys. They have to flee and lay low somewhere else. And Brian also reveals, or somehow in the story it is revealed, that Raul Batista has roached out Jason and Lucia to the cop. And so this is the start of a little bit of a revenge story right here. But first they need to get out. So Brian, the humble person that he is, asks Jason to do one last mission with him in exchange for helping Jason and Lucia lay low. And so Jason goes on this chase in the Grass Rivers with Brian while Lucia is packing everything up back home. Once Brian is happy, they go to Port Gellhorn and chill out right there. They meet the people at the Thrillbilly Mud Club, which are some of the people that Brian had a connection with, asking them to help Jason and Lucia out lay low. And at the same time, this is the scene where you have trust, because all they have is each other, and they decide they're gonna plan to take down Raul Batista for betraying Jason and Lucia, because Raul throws Jason and Lucia under the bus to save his own booty. And guess what? Raul is already one step ahead of them and tries to take Jason and Lucia down in Port Gellhorn by sending goons after them. And so Jason and Lucia need to flee to Ambrosia, where they meet some other people and have some missions there with the motorbike gang and learn something about that place. And probably there's something of Mount Calaga in there as well, but that's not shown in the trailer, so I don't know where to put that point of the story or what even happens there. But that's also the moment they're able to prepare and lay low to take down Raul Batista. And now that they are ready, they go ahead and fly back to Vice City, take Raul and his crew down in a giant epic finale. And after that is done and Jason and Lucia survived and saved the day, they go and chill inside Vice City some more. And that's basically my speculation of how the story is kind of going to go. Now obviously there is a lot missing. We haven't seen kind of anything yet in terms of the game and the story. We just know that there's Jason and Lucia and all these other characters, but what it's all about, we have no idea. So that's where speculation is really fun to dive into, and that's what I want you to do in the comments. So let me know what your story prediction is. This has been trailer 1 and 2 and some of the screenshots in chronological order, at least how I think it will go. Thank you again to SadLife420 for gifting all these members on screen right here, and see you next time. Bye.